Folks, I just left the presentation. I had no idea what it was about. It's called Knox Box, K-N-O-X. And the essence of the program is when medical or fire are called to your home because they've been contacted by a neighbor, because there's some type of perceived emergency, they're coming to your house. If they can't get in, they're busting the door or doors down. That's their obligation. The real problem is once the door is busted on down, if you're not there and you have to go to the hospital, or until that door or doors get replaced, anybody, the bad guys, have access to your house. The Knox Box program, you supply the key or keys that go in here. Once they open it up with their key, they're the only ones that have it, nobody else does. Now the box opens up, they take the key or keys out, and they have access to your home. They're in your home 1 or 2 minutes sooner than having to take time to bust your door down. It's sturdy, well-built, heavy, pretty indestructible. It's really one heck of a program. You're going to enjoy this presentation you're about to see. It should answer the majority of your questions.
That was an expectation. Yeah, that was an expectation of it being here. That's why I had to
Hello and welcome to the May meeting of the Sun City Summerlin Neighborhood Preparedness Team. My name is Mary and I'm the president of the Neighborhood Preparedness Team. So our Neighborhood Preparedness Team, we empower the Sun City Summerlin community with essential disaster preparedness and crime prevention education. We invite you to join us in creating a safer neighborhood through knowledge and proactive strategies. Together we can help improve peace of mind for you and your loved ones. How many of you know about the house fire we had last week? Pretty scary, right? As far as I know, maybe anybody will have an update today, but as far as I know, it's of unknown origin at this time. So I'd like to also acknowledge our Sun City Patrol. So they're back there in sort of to the right. Sea Patrol, one of the most important things you can do as a resident here is to fill out or update your blue emergency contact form. If there is ever an emergency at your home, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's fire related or medical related, anything, and they need to reach whoever you want them to, whether it's a family member or a friend, this form is going to be crucial. So if you haven't updated it in a while, I encourage you to do so. The other thing is they encourage you, and on the form it asks you, who has a key to your home? Well, with the Knox Box, that's going to solve that problem. Because if you don't have a neighbor that you can give a key to, or you don't have a family member who's close by, that key in that Knox Box could literally save your life. So now I would like to turn it over and introduce Councilwoman Frances Allen Polensky, and she will highlight the importance of today's meeting for our community and our residents.
Hello, Sun City Summerlin. I'm so happy to be here this morning, and we are very proud to announce the launch of our pilot program. And I want to make sure everybody understands that this is the first time this has taken place in Southern Nevada. Nowhere else has this taken place, and because it's new, we haven't worked out all the kinks. So you'll be patient with us, I hope. And I'm sure you have lots of questions. At the very end, we'll have a Q&A session. You will answer every question. We'll stay as long as we need to answer every question. But I bet you may have thought of something that we haven't. So if we don't know the answer, we'll research it and get back to you. But you are the first of your kind here in Southern Nevada, and we are so proud that it started here in Sun City first. This residential safety initiative is designed specifically for our senior community in mind, and it's part of our efforts to help you age in place, to keep you in your homes as long as possible. That is the highest quality of life for you, to stay in your homes, and this little box will help you stay in your home longer. You want to stay in a safe, secure, and independent environment in your own home. And efforts like this wouldn't happen unless there was multi-jurisdictional cooperation. That's a word you'll see on the SATs. That means that me and the city is working with Commissioner Becker. Commissioner Becker, raise your hand. At the county. And working together in cooperation, we can help more of you get these beautiful boxes. Commissioner Becker, come on up. It's your turn to address the crowd.
Well, it's really great to be here today. Judging from the size of this audience, you can tell that this is a really, really important issue, and I am thrilled to be a part of it. Councilwoman came to my office when I first got elected and told me about this Knox Box and showed me a heavy box of what it was, and I thought, this is fantastic. I have a mother. We have had to call 911. And we were fortunately there to open the door for emergency services. Not everyone is that lucky. Some people live alone and they don't have family here in Las Vegas. And when an emergency happens, you know, this could be the difference of not only your life, your belongings, your home being secured when you're taken off to the hospital. So I'm thrilled to be a part of it. You guys have got some great questions. It actually piqued my interest too. Do 2 keys fit in the box? Who all has the key? I just found out Metro does not. It's just the fire department. So keep asking those questions and we will keep trying to answer them, and I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you for including me, and I'm just excited to get this off the ground. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Becker. And as many of you probably know, Mayor Shelley Berkeley has been a strong supporter of public safety and senior services. And she recorded a very special meeting for us. Video.
Hello, Sun City residents. This is Mayor Shelley Berkeley, and I want to thank our Ward 4 Councilwoman, Frances Allen Pilevsky, and Clark County Commissioner April Becker for bringing Knox Boxes to our community. With help from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue and Neighborhood Services, this will ensure faster, safer responses during emergencies. I'm excited to see Knox Boxes in Sun City, and I sincerely hope that you get one for your home.
Awesome. That's our mayor. She has helped secure the funds along with myself and Commissioner Becker to ensure that there is some grant funding available to provide Knox Boxes at a reduced and free cost. Now up next is the Chief of the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, Fernando Bray. Come on up, Chief. He's going to explain to you how the Knox Box works.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Can everyone hear me okay? All right, let's give the Councilwoman a hand clap. And also, our Commissioner, again, a hand clap from you as well. One of the things that the council member mentioned, and again, I just kind of want to reassure everyone, this is a pilot program, but this is going to work. We're really excited about it in the fire department because it's a game changer. What it's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to basically get to your situations, your emergency, in a timely manner, not have to cause property damage to your basically house, and again, get to you quickly and make sure that you're providing the service that you need. The other piece that I want to reassure you about is the fact that only the fire department will have access to the Knox Box. And what will end up happening, and we'll explain this a little bit later, is we'll actually come to the residence, we'll open the Knox Box, and we'll communicate with you as a homeowner to put the keys that are important into the box so that we'll only have access to it. And I can't reiterate this enough, is the fact that this is going to be great, not only for our community, but also for our responders as well. Because when we respond to a call, we do not like to do property damage. We want to get to you, take care of you, and again, make sure that your malady is taken care of. So again, we're really, really excited about this opportunity. And again, I just can't reiterate enough I'll just say this, the excitement that I have for this program and the thankfulness and the appreciation that I have for our council member for pushing this through. So without further ado, we're actually going to invite up, you can't hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. Did anyone hear anything that I said? Again, hopefully you heard the majority of what I said, but basically, again, this is a great program. It's going to allow us to provide better service to you as a community, and we're really, really excited about it. So without further ado, I actually would like to bring up my partner, someone that we collaborate with all the time, the fire chief for Clark County Fire Department, Billy Samuels. Chief Samuels, coming up. And when we get here, we got to hold the mic right to the
Good morning, so happy to be here. Chief Gray's right. These boxes will make a huge difference. Is that better? Oh, that is really close. All right, I'll do better now. Like Chief Gray said, these boxes make a huge difference. We've been using them in commercial structures for over 20 years. So they're trusted and reliable. So one thing to kind of think about is, even though this is the city of Las Vegas' jurisdiction, if a yellow engine rolls up to your house, we still can get in your house. We have the exact same keys. So there is no concern on if it's a different jurisdiction. So if the county rolls into Northtown or Henderson or Sun City Summerlin, we can definitely all provide the services that we need to do. We will get in quicker and faster, we will not cause the damage. So we are super excited about this program. I can't think of a better place to start. The community engagement is amazing. I was making comments today how amazing it is to see everyone engaged. So super excited to be here. Happy to partner with the city of Las Vegas. Thank you for including us. Thank you, Commissioner Becker and Councilwoman Walensky. Super happy to always work with you guys. With that, we're going to watch a quick video. I don't know which one it's going to be, but if it's with me, they put a good filter on my face and voice. So hopefully it's that one. Thank you.
In case of an emergency or fire,
To be frank with you, seconds do count.
this small device can save precious seconds. It's called a Knox Box.
So with a quick of a turnkey, we can get in the house fairly quickly.
So what is a Knox Box and how does it work? A Knox Box is a small safe attached to your door. Firefighters unlock the door with a master key. The keys to your home are inside the box. Only the fire department has access to your box. Not only can firefighters get to you in half the time, the device also prevents another issue.
If our members cannot get in through a Knox box or someone opening the door for them, they have to force entry.
That means possibly breaking down your door or breaking a window. Another concern?
If we do have to transport that person to the hospital, then we're leaving that home unprotected.
Doris Newman, who lives in Sun City Summerlin, watched as firefighters showed her how a Knox Box is installed.
Very amazing the way it's installed. It's easy. It's a wonderful idea.
Councilwoman Frances Allen Polensky and Commissioner April Becker are taking the lead to protect homeowners and seniors. They're partnering with Las Vegas Fire and Rescue and the Clark County Fire Department for a pilot program providing seniors with a Knox Box. It's kicking off in Sun City Summerlin. For those who qualify, the Knox Box is free. That's right, a device that would cost nearly $400 is free through this program. If you're a senior and would like to find out if you're eligible, you can contact 702-229-7444. Again, that's 702-229-7444.
So that phone number will work. You will call. There is no pressure to buy a Knox Box today. You can call that number for the next year and have a negotiated discounted price through Knox Box and their Metro Fire local affiliate. But to explain a little bit more on how to obtain one of these, we have Neil Zipser. His title is Industrial Affairs Manager with Knox Box.
Thank you. I'm going to hold this about as close as I can to make sure you can hear me. But thank you, Councilwoman, and thank you to all of our partners who are here today. We're honored to be part of this great initiative. And you've heard it's a pilot program, but when this is rolling, this is going to be the largest community-based home box program in the United States. And that's something, so hats off to everybody in this room. Today I'm going to quickly go over the two options you have for the home box. One is with a door hanger for your standard door. The other is a slightly smaller, narrower door hanger for your security door, your screen door. So you have a choice of which one to get, and go in the back and you can see both samples. Both are built to be very durable, very secure, and they're all made in the USA. Matter of fact, not too far away in Phoenix. Knox turns 50 years old this year. We're really proud of that, and we're really proud to support initiatives like this. And you know, our slogan is "When Seconds Matter," and during medical emergencies, seconds do in fact matter. So hopefully, this will get medical attention in fast and help you. To talk about how we're making these boxes accessible to all the residents, I'll pass it over to Director of Neighborhood Services, Arcelia Boras.
Closer. As Neil mentioned, my name is Arcelia Barajas, and I'm with the City of Las Vegas Department of Neighborhood Services. My team and I are really excited to be here today to share with you some of the great resources we offer for seniors to support and promote housing safety, stability, and aging in place. And so the Knox Box grant program is a pilot program, as Councilwoman mentioned. This is a partnership between the City of Las Vegas and Clark County, so we're really excited that we're able to bring you this abundant amount of resources for this initial pilot. We have a program that offers the Knox Box for free for income eligible seniors. So my team in the back, on the left table at the left, can chat with you about it, provide you information regarding the income requirements, anything else that you might have, any other questions you might have regarding the program, and let you know if you're eligible. If you're eligible, you know, you can walk away with the box today. We also have another table to the left, right to the left of that initial table, and they will be sharing information. They have flyers and resources to share with you about some of our programs. We have various amount of programs that support seniors, like I said, to maintain stability and really promote aging in place. And so they're here to answer any questions you may have. And so we're just happy to be here, and thank you for having us, Councilwoman and Commissioner Abel Becker. And I will now hand it over to Deputy Fire Marshal Rozier.
Can everybody hear me? All right, I'm going to speak as loud as I can possibly speak here. I want to thank you guys for having us today. It's been our pleasure to be here to serve you. And we're so proud of the efforts and the partnership to bring these safety initiatives to Sun City. That being said, we do have some other initiatives that we're highlighting over there on the side of the facility here. We've got our smoke alarm program with the famous Zach Collins, who I'm sure a lot of you have already met. And then we've also got our Vial of Life program, which is a really, really good program which provides very valuable information during a medical call. So please take advantage of those after the presentation here. Go visit the booths, learn more about the initiatives, and please sign up. And with that, I'll take any questions that you guys might have for the programs. There's the Vial of Life and the Smoke Alarm program. The Vial of Life program is an application that you fill out indicating your medical issues and the medications that you're on. So if we have a medical call at your house and you're incapacitated or unconscious, that we can start treatment because we know what issues that you're dealing with.
Hi, I had a question about the locking system on the device. And it says that it has a master key. Who keeps that master key? So we don't get somebody who makes a copy of that key and is going through the neighborhood and opening up doors.
I'll feel part of it, but this is probably for Neil as to the security of their master key. All of our apparatus and all of our inspectors carry those keys in a secure unit that has to be pulled out of that secure unit with a combination. So we keep the keys secured. I'm actually the keeper of all the keys, so I know who's assigned every single key that the city has. Now, with regards to the actual key and being able to duplicate it, I'll let Neil touch on that.
Yeah, good question, and something you don't really have to worry about. So every jurisdiction in the United States has a different key. So Las Vegas key won't work in Reno, Reno won't work here, etc. But the key is made that it cannot be duplicated at a Home Depot or Ace Hardware or anything like that. It's a special blank that we get from a company called Medico. They're the only ones that provide the blanks, so hardware stores don't have them. They're cut. I'm going to get a little technical here, but there's normally when you take a key in to get cut, you know those machines that do that cut that way. So it goes that way, but it also goes up the sides too. So your standard hardware store does not have that machine to actually make keys like this. So you don't have to worry about the keys falling in the wrong hands. Every key has a unique number on it too. So if Chief Gray called us and said, hey, how many keys have you guys given or issued to Las Vegas over the past 20 years? We could actually give them a number. They could do an audit and see if they're missing any keys.
And I'd just like to add one thing. We actually take the security of the Knox keys very, very seriously. They're actually kept in a lock component on our apparatus to make sure that, again, we don't lose them. So as I said a little bit earlier, and I know everyone couldn't hear me when I said it, but the security of the key, that is a top priority.
We have another question over here.
Thank you. Chief, I'm a member of the Sun City Summerlin Patrol, and we're a volunteer-based group that patrols streets here, and it's not uncommon for us to participate in a wellness check for our residents that may not be available. And when we do that welfare check, historically it's common that we actually are in contact with Metro, and it seems that it's Metro that will actually show up and begin their investigation and their process. So my question really is, because this is a pilot program, Chief, do you think that you may have to change your operation a little bit to assist Metro in welfare checks here in Sun City?
We actually talked offline about this, and to be brutally honest, I don't know what the typical protocol. I thought we responded to most welfare checks. And if we don't, because of this program, either Metro would have to call dispatch and have them send for assistance from fire. That way they don't kind of defeat the whole purpose and start breaking down doors if they feel like there's a need for us to get in. Or if the possibility exists that if they do get a welfare check call, that they could manually assign both an officer and a member of the fire service.
The only thing I would add is that if it is a medical component, again, there will be a resource from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, which they do have the Knox keys.
Thank you.
What is the process we would follow if we replace the door that the Knox Box is installed on?
Well, we'll have that information out. You basically call the fire prevention number, and then we'll send an inspector out to open the lockbox, to take the old key out and to put the new one in. It'd be similar to the installation. So we would provide that information. It'll be readily available on websites and flyers and whatnot, so there should be any confusion.
Would there be a fee to change the key?
No, never. Did everybody hear the question? There's no fee at all. We'll come out there as part of the service to change out keys if you need to change your locks.
I have a screen door, so I think the gentleman mentioned that there's one on the screen door. Is it better to have one on the screen door or on your regular door, if it's the same lock for both.
Hi ma'am, I want to make clear what you mean by a screen door. There's a security door?
Yes, the security door.
Okay. When you go back, if you purchase or you get one for free, if you qualify, there are two options. There is one for a security door. That's a heavy door. You can see out. People can't see in. There's a door hanger made specifically for that. If you have a plain door, you'll get the plain door one. There is a third option, and I don't want to get confused. You make it more complex than it has to be. But if for some reason you have a storm door, and the storm door is adjacent to your real door and there's not enough space in between, there is an option. It's not the fire chief's preferred option. He wants you to have one of the two I mentioned. But if for some reason it won't physically fit, you can get one that goes next to your doorbell. If you get the one that drills into the wall next to the doorbell, the fire department won't install it for you. You're probably going to have to pay somebody $50 to come out to your house. And Metro Fire can help facilitate that. But that third option is available to you, but I will tell you the fire chiefs do not prefer that option. They want to roll to your house, see the door, and see the Knox box right there. They don't want to have to look around. Is it behind a hose bib? Is it behind this garage? You want it right there, center stage, so when they're coming to your house at 3 in the morning and it's dark, that they can see the box.
Councilwoman, I would just advise everybody, if you think you need the option that she just mentioned, we would like you to get in contact with us at NPT. We will come out to your house and help you assess. But if for any reason you need to have that other box, you would have to go through community standards because it would be attached to your home. We have the forms back here, and Josette is here, our Director of Community Standards. She's at the table back here. So if that's a question for you, please see Community Standards first before you do anything else.
One quick follow-up on that last question about should I go with the screen door option or the standard door option. If you lock your screen door, the answer is the screen door. If you don't lock your screen door, it really doesn't matter. But if you are ever going to lock that screen door, definitely go with the screen door option.
How secure is the Knox box in of itself?
The best way to answer that is I've been in this business for about 23 years, and this Knox program has been a commercial program for years, and I've never heard of a box getting broken into. If you've held them in your hands, they're very, very heavy, they're very well built, and I mean, I would imagine that if somebody is good enough to pick a lock, they can probably pick any lock, but they're gonna break your window and get in that way, honestly. So I think it's about as secure as we can possibly have, and they've got a great reputation across the country, and virtually every fire department in every jurisdiction uses them, so that's gotta say something about the quality of the product.
I had a question about whether you have an alarm in your house or not. So if you open the door and the alarm goes off, what would you do?
That's a great question, and there's really not a whole lot we can do about that. If we break down the door, it's going to go off. If we open the door with a key, it's going to go off.
Right, but can we put the code into that box?
If it fits, yeah, I don't have any issue with that. The problem is that you'll see there's not a whole lot of room. I know this question will probably come up if it already hasn't. It will fit 2 keys, but there can't be any rubber coating on them, any kind of a tag on them. They have to be 2 naked keys, and they'll fit, but that's really about all you're going to fit. You're not going to be able to fit much paper and all those things in there because you don't want to jam the mechanism from opening up because that again defeats the purpose.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. And thank you all for coming here. I think it's a critical product and a critical means to keep our communities safe. And so my question that goes along with, okay, if we install the item on our door, is it drilled into the security door or the front door, or is it just a hanger that's secured by a set of screws.
That is going to be, did everybody hear the question about the actual installation? Does it have to be drilled into your door or drilled into your security door? And the answer is it's strictly up to you. If you don't want us to, we won't. What we can also do is test. The reason that there's two different ones is that the one over the security door is a little bit more narrow. It's designed for a smaller door. There's a little piece of cork that's on the inside that actually holds it pretty secure in place. Now, that being said, if you're one who likes to open your door real fast, it may not be a bad idea to put a screw or two in there. You don't want it hitting your neighbor across the street when you open your door. So, but besides that, it's very secure. It's not going to be an issue with them being ripped off the door from the outside. They are going to be held in place as long as the door is closed.
Yeah, and if you do want to screw them in, when you see a sample, the two holes for the screws are at the top of the bracket. So if you do screw them in, and you do take it off later, you won't have any holes or anything like that that are going to be noticeable.
I understand we're supposed to call the fire department for installation. Is there a special number we should call?
There's a table over there, the gentleman with the hat and the gentleman with the white shirt sitting down. You can sign up. Just give us your name, phone number, and address, and we'll reach out to you. If for some reason you miss us, we'll get that information out to a reasonable source here that you can call our main prevention line and then call us to schedule it.
So anyone who has this flyer, the one I'm holding up here, the number is right on here. So it at the bottom says, after your box arrives, contact fire prevention at 702-229-0366 to schedule your installation.
You mentioned community standards. Has community standards approved this for the standard operation of the boxes?
Mary, this is a very fair question.
I can answer that. So yeah, the standard application that they're talking, it's good to see, is above the door that they showed, and that showed in there. You don't need any application for that. Only if you're going to alter the exterior of your building to install it. And even in those cases, if you want to install it next to your doorbell, the application process is going to be very quick. We just need to know you're making a change to the exterior. It's not going to take any time at all. Thanks, Sherry.
Thank you, Ms. Mitzi. One thing I want to also include, based on a key question that came before, when you go to your Home Depot and you ask for a duplicate key, and you say, I've got a Knox box, I need an additional key made, please come home and put the key in the lock and make sure it works. As a long-time person who's cut very many keys, about 10% of them don't. So when the fire department comes and installs, they're going to put it in the lock. And if it doesn't work, shame on you. So you're going to have to go back to Home Depot and do it again. But please make sure your duplicate key works before they come out, so they don't have to come out twice.
He commented that if you had a storm door, you would have to put it somewhere else. Does it fit between a normal screen door and a door?
We actually did, on the video that we saw there where I made my acting debut, that actually was a situation where the lady had a storm door and it did fit, but I understand that they can all be mounted a little bit differently, so you just want to make sure that, and we can test it when we get out there, it's not a big deal.
Okay, thank you.
One more thing I want to add on the last question about contacting fire prevention. Please, if you could do me one favor, don't go to station 107 and ask them to do the installation. They love you guys there, trust me. And they want to be there for you, and that's the whole thing, is we want them available for you in the event of an emergency. We're here to do the installations for you, so please give us a call, we'll take care of you, okay?
My question is very similar to the last person. I do have a storm door, and is it my understanding that the box cannot be attached to the storm door?
That is correct. Yeah, if it's because the storm doors generally are a little less quality than the wrought iron ones. They're not as durable, so we don't know how well it's going to hold up over time. And the boxes aren't designed for that because they're generally even more thin than a security door.
I have a question. There's a number of homes in the community here that have more than one door to the end. My house, the garage only holds 2 keys in the lockbox. I have a regular gate, I have a security door, and I have a very strong empty door. All have a different lock.
What I would suggest in that situation, there was another resident who approached me that they have the Reliant shutters that has a fob. There are options. If you talk to Cindy in the back, she can kind of show you some different options that hold a few more keys. Now, obviously, it may not be the same product. It's going to look a little bit different. It's going to be a lot bigger. But in those rare situations, there is an option that you can choose that will hold more keys.
Great, thank you.
Good morning. We have double doors. And we have the bar, the barricades. So we always use the side door. How can that work?
Well, the best thing, without trying to answer that's one of those unique situations where maybe when the inspector comes out to do the installation, they can actually take a look at what you're referring to and how that all looks. And at the end of the day, what we're going to do is we're going to have everybody who does an installation, we're going to put the notes with our dispatch center. So when an apparatus is dispatched to your location, they'll know at least where the box is, or that you have a box, and that they'll know to look for it. And in those rare situations where it's not right there at the front door and then there's another door, there's a sticker that glows in the dark that we put on the front door to help let our crews know that, hey, even if you don't see it right here, there is a Knox Box available, so go look. And again, it's rare that it's not going to be right there, but in those weird situations, there is options that we can help you out with.
Hello. What determines when I call 911 for a medical emergency, whether the ambulance comes from the fire department or a private company?
I'll let the chief handle that one. It's up to his alley.
Thank you. If I could, who asked the question? Oh, I'm sorry. If I could just hear the question again, I just want to make sure I'm clear about the question.
When I call 911 for a medical emergency, what determines whether the ambulance will come from the fire department or from a private company?
Okay, very good question. I don't know if everyone heard it, and again, thank you for repeating it. I just want to make sure that I'm clear. So in the city of Las Vegas, we actually do transport patients. The way that we actually, again, determine what patient is going to be transported by us is basically what the caller tells us as it relates to how acute their malady is. So I'll just say this, if someone is actually having a stroke, if they're having a cardiac event, they're going to be transported by a City of Las Vegas rescue unit. If they are having a situation to where, let's say, it's not as acute, or if it's something, to be frank, like someone stepped on a nail, that would be something that a private unit would basically deploy on. So what we try to do is make sure that our units are available to handle what we call the priority 1 and 2 call.
Okay, so just last week, my elderly mother, 92 years old, fell on her bathroom floor during the night.
Okay.
Would you come from an elderly person falling? She's on a blood thinner. You know, it's a concern.
Yeah, and again, just so you know, it depends on what is communicated back to the dispatch center. So for example, if the caller states that the person fell because they lost their balance, then again, that might be a situation to where the private ambulance company would basically transport. But let's say if they started to have chest pain or they got dizzy, again, that would be something that would indicate that there's a higher level of need for acute care. So in those types of situations, you would see a City of Las Vegas unit deployed. So in most cases, I don't know if everyone heard the question. The question was, do the private ambulance companies have the Knox boxes? The direct answer to that is no. But just keep this in mind. For most of our calls, we actually dual dispatch, meaning we send a fire engine and an ambulance. So even in the cases to where you don't have a City of Las Vegas ambulance, you're actually going to have a City of Las Vegas engine or truck company dispatched in those situations. Very good question.
Hey, hello. One is, I usually leave for the summer quite soon. So if we did order, I think the program's good for a year, is that right? Is that right? Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, in other words, how long before you got people signing up? So if someone orders it, how long before do you think you actually be installed? And the second question I have was on the vital life. I'd rather go to a certain hospital. Is that choosable, or they just go to the closest hospital?
As far as the hospital goes, I don't know if you're allowed to choose a hospital. I think it's the closest available with a space available, if that makes sense. So if there's spots available at a certain hospital and it's closer, I think that's where they take you. But I'll let Chief comment on that.
Okay, I will say this, I'm a little hard of hearing, so if I can hear the question again.
The vital life, I'd rather go to Southern Hills Hospital, then that's my choice. But when they come, our conscious, they just take me to the closest hospital, and then they look at the vital life to see where I want to go.
And I know I've said this a couple of times, but I just want to make sure that I'm clear and transparent. It depends, sir. So for example, if there's a situation to where we can take you to the hospital of choice, we will do that. But if your condition requires that you get transported to the closest appropriate hospital that can basically take care of you, that's what's going to happen. We're not going to bypass hospitals that can basically help stabilize you if you're in a bad situation. Hopefully that makes sense.
And for the first part of your question, we're getting signups right now. Our goal is to get these installations done within a week or two. It takes literally less than 5 minutes to do the installation, so we can do a bunch of them every day.
Yeah, that sounds like a meeting style, because you can hear that voice. So let me make it quick. So I have two questions. If I sign up, I'm getting knee surgery next week, and I'm mostly on my own. So it's like a year replacement. So is it possible to get it installed before next week? Oh, because I didn't know about
I'm hesitant to say yes, but I'll say yes. For you, we'll take care of you.
Okay. Any other questions? So let's say, I have a chance of falling. Do I call 911? I would just need a lift. Is there another number to call?
Well, the 311 is considered the non-emergency line, and it depends. I mean, if it's an emergency, please call 911. If you don't feel it's an emergency, then 311. It might be a slower response, possibly.
Okay.
Because again, it's considered non-emergency.
Okay, thanks. I didn't know that.
Back to the key question. What if in this age of technology you don't have a key, you have a code?
Somebody else approached me about that as well. As long as we can put it on maybe a small piece of paper, I would recommend laminated that fits in that box securely. I don't think there would be an issue with that.
The other great thing that you need to know, and somebody brought this up, these are not high-tech boxes, so they cannot be hacked. It isn't an electronic one that somebody can hack and get into. That question was asked a week or so ago. Any other questions before we let you all go to whichever tables you want to go to? All right, thank you everyone, and thank you for all the presenters here today.